Invictus, my kings, welcome back to the Slavicus Maximus channel, and welcome to forming Rome as England. Yes, indeed, we're going to be forming Rome as, well, the Kingdom of England in this run. And so, obviously, with this sort of goal in mind, the strategy will be to go with the Angevin Kingdom path. And the initial setup is basically just all the same for a standard England run, nothing too out of the ordinary. However, it did take me a while to get the parliament issue of actually getting the crown land. I had to restart, I don't even know how many times. So we're going to be doing the Angevin Kingdom path in this playthrough. It's nothing too crazy, but there are two general ways of how you can go about forming the Angevin Kingdom. One of them is to wait until the main war, and then during the main war go for France, or you initially go for Ireland and Scotland and then you go for France. And in this run, I'm going to be doing the War of Main, or the main war strategy, and we're going to be pewing France almost immediately. While I say that, we're obviously hoping for a late main war, because one of the big things about this strategy is actually getting some good allies, mostly, obviously, Castile, Aragon, and well, Austria hopefully as well, and then currying favors with them until the main war begins, and then we'll go for it. So let me just check possible alliances, and as you can see, Aragon is going to be our ally, and it looks like Castile could be our ally as well. So let me just quickly ally Castile as well, and then let's see, maybe Austria or someone like that. That would also be very useful. It's Austria, there we go. And yeah, I'll begin currying favors with them. Let's hit some rivals. Just standard stuff, nothing really out of the ordinary. Let's just go with the Ottomans, let's not go with France, so not hurt our relations too much. And let's start currying favors and wait for the main war. Hopefully it comes real late. Alright, here we go, the main war. I didn't totally have to restart like 20 times just to get it to begin late and not immediately after the setup. But everything should be fine now. The French are actually allied to Scotland, so that's going to be a little bit of a headache. We're gonna have to pop up some sort of military, some sort of mercenary company to actually deal with Scotland. But the initial setup for the war with France is relatively simple. You just put a bunch of defensive edicts all over your country, or all over the France region more rather, and we just wait for the enemy to bleed out. And for some reason the French AI will not be willing to engage your forces if they are grouped up like I have them right now. So I don't know, let's see how this goes. But obviously we can't really defeat France on our own. We have to get in at least Aragon. And let's see, Portugal, not quite there, so let's curry favors with Portugal. And yeah, let's curry favors, beat the Scottish, and survive until the cavalry comes from the rest of our allies. And there we go, I just quickly dealt with the War of the Roses, nothing to really see here. It was relatively simple since we had the Merc Company that was dealing with Scotland. Now we can go back to dealing with Scotland. And there we go, France should be completely beaten. Let's check the ledger. Yes, there we go. We have completely crushed France with the help of our allies, obviously. We couldn't have done this on our own, or maybe with real big difficulty. But now, obviously, the most important thing is to get France loyal. It's actually not as difficult as it looks initially, because France, you have a bunch of tools at your disposal, a bunch of missions that increase France's opinion of you. We can obviously declare Calais to be a staple port, but let's indeed immediately start improving relations. Let's not forget to take the mission, actually. That would be quite embarrassing, but let's take the mission. We could have done this as, you could do this as Great Britain as well. It's nothing too complicated. It does remove one of your colonial rivals. But yeah, so now everybody's going to enter a coalition against us. And I forgot to take the aggressive expansion impact. Oh well, what can you do? No restarts, no nothing like that. We just tanked the aggressive expansion But let's actually get on with completing these parliament issues that increase the opinion of France towards us, or yeah, increase the opinion. And let's get, I suppose, waiting until the coalition dissolves. And yeah, the bug is still in the game. Burgundy still declares war on the vassals of France, not really calculating that they'll also have to go to war with you. So they don't really calculate that they have to go to war with a vassal of a great power or anything like that. And that great power obviously has allies. Come on in, boys. But yeah, obviously, the Burgundians made a big mistake, and we will capitalize like there's no tomorrow. Alright, well, since we don't have any chance of actually getting the Burgundian inheritance as the Angevin kingdom, since Burgundy really desires French lands, we'll just have to do with this for the time being. Obviously, it's going to create an even bigger coalition, and I really wanted to go after Ireland, not have to deal with Burgundy. But anyway, we take these. A W is a W. And now it's finally time to actually go down the English path and actually subjugate Scotland. This should be relatively simple. They aren't really in the coalition, so let's just go for it. Alright, that should be Scotland dealt with. Nothing too difficult. They didn't have any great allies, so let's just vassalize them. Bam, there we go. We didn't quite get the Isles, but we'll get them later, and this will probably spike quite the coalition since we've been very aggressive, so to say. So we probably will have to chill out for a little while before we go on into Ireland, but we might as well get the troops ready. We'll see if any of the Irish miners join the coalition, and we'll decide based on that. Alright, looks like it's safe to go into Ireland, so yeah, they should only be aligned to each other, so let's just quickly deal with all of them. Brittany, eh? Well, whatever. So, yeah, let's just go and conquer Ireland. I'll probably keep the land to myself, not really release the vassal. And bam, there we go, Ireland conquered, so let's take the mission. There we go, let's do the Crown of Ireland Act. Actually, let's, there we go. And let's do a bunch of these, why not? Nothing too worrying over here. And, yeah, this should be fine. You know, giving out all the parliament seats really make this thing take a long time, but there we go, the Kingdom of Ireland. Let's keep it to ourselves so we grow more powerful and we don't have too many vassals. And the time has come to expand into Castile. Yes, let's go. Hopefully we manage to win. It shouldn't be too difficult, but we gotta start recreating the Roman Empire at some point, right? So let's go. Okay, Castile and Aragon have been fully sieged out, so let's take a bunch of territories, not to keep for ourselves, but to release some vassals from. And let's see, we could probably humiliate them, take some cash. Bam, there we go. And let's start releasing the vassals. Now, the main reason why I'm doing this is to honestly maintain the aggressive expansion that we're going to have, since we're only fighting Catholic nations so far. We aren't really dealing with anyone from the Middle East or Africa, and the aggressive expansion with Catholics is going to be quite insane. So releasing all these vassals and then reconquering their cores is going to be very beneficial for us. And of course, time to take care of Brittany. They have been an eyesore for, well, way too long. They're allied to Burgundy, but it should be no big deal. Alright, that was simple. But we also have to take care of Provence to fulfill some missions that will help us integrate France. But for the time being, well, Brittany is ours. And Provence has been conquered as well. Very easy, these initial couple of wars. It's a little bit slow going, but I think we're actually doing... we're making good time. Let's just take this mission. It's going to make things a little simpler for us. And next up on the chopping block, well, looks like Burgundy. Alright, this is probably going to spark a massive coalition, but we have to go for it. It's necessary for the missions and for integrating France and ultimately for forming the Angevin kingdom. But yeah, we'll just have to bear with the coalition for a little while. But let's of course not forget to actually go up against Castile. There we go for a reconquest, and we'll take all of the provinces, or at least aim to take all of the provinces for our vassals, to lower aggressive expansion, lower gov cap. Let's just quickly make Quickly make Portugal break this alliance, and let's scroll up and actually go in against Castile once more into the breach. Alright, that should be good enough. It's not that much, really. It's just a little bit, and we didn't quite manage to get all of them, but whatever. We'll get them next time, but we basically hold half of Iberia now, and it's not even that late into the game, so we're actually making good time. And let's take Admin Tech 10. Conquer these two eternally pesky provinces from Savoy. Full annex Lorraine, there we go. And with this, we should be the Angevin Kingdom. Yes, indeed, we inherited France, and we are the glorious Angevin Kingdom. We can complete a bunch of missions. There we go. And from this point on, actually, the game is going to be relatively simple. I'm not going to show every single war. The initial wars were the most important, but from... there we go, we can become an empire. But from this point on, things will be rather simple. Just conquer, conquer, conquer. And, yeah, that's about it. Nothing too mysterious about it, but we are in a great position to take over and recreate the Roman Empire. Well, it's not going to be that simple. As you can see, the Gulf camp is completely killing us, so yeah, there's going to be a little bit of an issue. But we can now become Anglican. There we go. Let's proselytize the religion to the world, so we annoy everyone around us, but we do create a central reformation. And yeah, so this is an Anglican run, an Anglican Roman Empire. And there's going to be a lot more variety on this channel, just you wait. Alright, Iberia is basically almost ours, a little border gory, but whatever. Man, chewing through Italy has got to be one of the most annoying things about actually going with the Roman Empire run. But whatever, we got our little Italian vassal. They should have their little Italian mission tree. But, yeah, so Italy is next. Iberia has been conquered. And, well, there's nothing too much to add. Well, two Sicilies formed, but that's neither here nor there. I was actually quite afraid of going up against the Ottomans since they were the #2 great power, but it looks like everything is going just fine. Nothing to worry about. We'll probably actually take quite a bit of land from them, or at least some important land. Not entirely sure yet what I'll take, but everything seems to be going according to plan. Yeah, we just took Constantinople. Why not? We are reforming the Roman Empire, so might as well have Rome #1 and Rome #2. The English Civil War. Okay, this is going to be quite annoying, but hopefully it increases our absolutism, because the reformed English monarchy actually sucks for absolutism. Alright, the English Civil War dealt with, wasn't too bad, just a bunch of pretenders. We obviously went with the royal crown as the option. Hopefully this increases our absolutism. I've never actually played this slate. Yep, there we go, a little bit better than before, quite a bit better than before actually. And I've never actually played this slate with England before, so well, let's just take these missions. This should be relatively good. Yeah, there we go, much better. This is going to be much faster from now on. And there we go, isn't it glorious? A little on the slow side. Let's just quickly become naval hegemon. Let's take all the missions. I think one of them requires us to become a hegemon, so let's take that. Absolutely wonderful. Let's of course spend some of our church power. Where is it? There we go. Just delaying the inevitable, and let's finally become the Roman Empire. Yes, indeed, absolutely glorious. Comparing it to my Hungary to Roman Empire run, which if you haven't seen, please check out on my channel. Comparing it, a little slow going towards the beginning, very slow going towards the beginning, definitely, because of all the coalitions, as the Hungarians definitely have much more access to going up against both Muslim nations and Christian nations, and even Orthodox nations, obviously not just Catholics, but as England, we were basically only facing Catholic nations at the beginning, and that really hampered our expansion rate because of the aggressive expansion. The coalitions that kept forming But ultimately, once we had the entirety of Iberia conquered and a majority of Italy, we were completely unstoppable. It was just a matter of time. So anyway, thanks Kings for watching. Hopefully enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.